We are on day 4 of Bookmas 2024. Everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophie, the Bookish Floor. Today we are on day 4 of Bookmas, and today the book that I'm gonna be reading is gonna be New Year's at the Mistletoe Lodge, and this is gonna be a rom-com type of book, more like, again, Hallmark type movie, Netflix type of holiday movie book. Not every book is like that. Like I said, I'm gonna be reading Christmas, winter solstice, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Reyes, different traditions that are celebrated throughout December. So if you have any suggestions, anything that you would like for me to read, please write those on the comment. I would greatly appreciate it. We're only on day 4 and it's 24 days of Christmas, so I would appreciate any suggestions. I already have about 30 books that I have selected for this challenge. However, yeah, I'm open to every and any suggestion and see how other books might work in this challenge. So I am gonna be listening to it while I do different things, and the hope of this challenge is to see, one, if I can go ahead and read 24 books in a month. Obviously, these are gonna be shorter books. These are not like super lengthy books. Also, the topics are gonna be a little bit of a lighter topic, again, due to the time constraint and due to the theme of the challenge. So yeah, definitely gonna be lighter, shorter books. And also because a lot of people ask me, like, how do you read so much? And as you guys know, I have about 3 different jobs that I do part-time, which turn it into like 2 full-time jobs that I have running at all times. And that's how I do it. I listen to books while I do other activities, and that's how I am able to still do what I love, which is consuming new stories, but also have time to do my work that is very important also. So yeah, I just wanted to do this challenge. We'll see how I end up at the end. I always say that it's probably gonna be a train wreck that you're gonna be able to watch within the next 24 days. But we'll see. Up to now, I think I'm doing good. The strategy of picking shorter books definitely is helping, and lighter themes. I also wanted to let you guys know that I have a bunch of challenges, bingo cards, different things to accompany this challenge. Everything is on the description if you guys wanna follow up with me. But anyways, I think it's time to get started with the book of the day. So I'm gonna start working while I listen to the book. Everybody, so I finished the Christmas log and I'm gonna give you an update. So this book was okay, as when it comes to those, like I said, those typical holiday movie, like TV movie type of stories. This wasn't my favorite. This is definitely more of a lower benchmark, more of a Lifetime, more definitely a quick audiobook, ebook kind of thing, Kindle Unlimited, you know what I mean? Which is not necessarily super bad. It's just not necessarily my cup of tea. Like I've said before, we all have different tastes, and that's fine. But there were a couple of things that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I feel like yeah, it felt really weird and like under research, and that really bothered me. And I know this is like a lighter tone of a book, but still, if you're gonna do certain things, they should be well researched, 1. And 2, yeah, also the way it was written, it was really strange. So let me go kind of backtrack and start. So when I first started reading the book or listening to the book, it was definitely a case of telling, not showing. So at the beginning of the book, we kind of get this exposition of who the main characters are. This is Christmas at the mistletoe lodge. um and there's this girl who's a wildlife veterinarian, and this is how it's explained. She's in the jungle. She's like, that's how it is. She's in the jungle. She's working in the jungle. She's helping the animals in the jungle, and she's helping the people from the jungle. And so right away I'm thinking, like, no one who's an actual expert would say like the jungle. I feel like they would explain certain territories, certain areas, certain they would talk about countries. If you're talking about a specific tribe, you would talk about that specific tribe. Like show a little bit more respect and research. Again, not so generic like the jungle. Like, what is this, Jungle Cruise? And it felt like that. Like, oh, you want your character to be a veterinarian? Good. And you want her to be like adventurous? Good. But it felt very two-dimensional. Like, she's she's in the jungle helping the people and helping the animals, and it felt really like white savior complex the way it was written. But also it was very exposition. Like, again, they were telling us everything that she was doing and not showing us. And then the male character, same thing. They gave us his whole background as an exposition, never told us anything. It was like, he's 12, this happens, he's 18, this happens, he's 20, this happens. Like, simply tell us how they feel, or what they think, without showing us anything. I don't know how to explain it, but if you read those books where they just tell you and not show you, like, for example, if she's worried about something, you can say, oh, she frowned her face as she paced around the room, picking up things and putting them down pretty quickly as she was thinking about. And then, right, so you can picture her moving around, fidgeting, all that, right? So she's worried. And instead they would just say she was worried about this, and that's it. So the whole, like, half of the book, I think, is like that. So it was very like bland in that sense. So very quickly, in the story, she has an accident and she has to go, she can't do her work anymore, and she kind of has to go spend the holidays with her family at this lodge, right? And then when she's there, her grandmother is kind of setting her up with someone. So the surprise is that she actually knows who this person is. He's pretty famous for being like a development guy, and pretty well-known investor in different projects. And she's super offended because, and again, this white savior thing, it's so annoying, because his foundation or his company removed funding for her foundation, and he is blamed for like a habitat being destroyed and humans being killed. Like, she literally says that animals and people died because of you. And it's like, lady, like like, take a chill pill. Like, I guess obviously it is important that they get funding for certain projects, but no company is obligated to do that, and they weren't responsible for whatever thing was happening in that particular area. Like, they weren't to blame for that. They were trying to help, and they had to remove the funding. So the fact that you would blame someone for not funding your project and make them feel guilty about people that died, like, that was just a horrible thing to say. And I was like, I know you're passionate And I get it because I work for a nonprofit, but like she took it a step far when she blamed him for people dying. Like that was insane. So yeah, that was crazy in the story. So it also tells me that they know nothing about raising funds and all that. So yeah, so there were a lot of things that rubbed me the wrong way, that it feels like under research and just like, oh, I just want this trope, right? And then the story, like, the story takes place in about 3 days. So she goes from being set up with this dude. She's like, no, I hate him because he didn't fund my project, and people and animals, like, you know. And and so yeah, I don't like him. And then uh the grandma had already set up, so they would go to a ball together. No, we're not gonna go to a ball together. Then they have to he has to walk her somewhere. They kind of like each other at some point. By the time the ball is the next day, they already like each other. And I'm like, weren't you so upset about this? And I know, like, I can suspend disbelief in these stories, but this story was so badly written from the beginning that I couldn't suspend my disbelief, because there was, how can you go from I hate you, you are to blame for all these lives lost, to okay, I love you, I'll forget about it. It's like, no, 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 this is like too much, right? And then again, because they're not showing us anything that is progressing, and in that amount of time, it's less believable. So yeah. And by the end, there's more showing and less telling, which I guess the writing kind of got better. However, the ending turns into a full on, like, heist mystery thing. Not heist, but like suspenseful mystery thing, because turns out that someone else was like uh being fraudulent in his company, so the FBI is involved. There's an investigation. It's like a mystery to see who is being fraudulent and why the funds were not given to her, and like, oh, this whole thing that we didn't need about that company. Like, we let's focus on the romance over here. Like, you have 3 days to fall in love. Like, we don't need this because we can't even believe this other part. So it was just like super nutty, super insane. It was definitely a lifetime movie. It was just crazy. Like, I was listening to it and I was like, what the heck am I listening to? And yeah, it ended and I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. So yeah, that was my experience with what was it, Christmas as the Mistletoe Lodge, something like that. I'm probably gonna give it like 2 stars. It wasn't well written. It wasn't well developed. It was nuts. It was so superficial. Like, all of it. I don't like it when rom-coms try to be something else. When in a rom-com you try to make it more interesting, you put like a burglary or a heist or a mystery, or just make it a rom-com. Like, it's hard enough for us to believe that people are gonna fall in love in 3 days, because they're always like that. So if you put another element in it, it's even harder for us to believe it. So, and also, if you're not gonna do your research on I know, again, because it's a rom-com, people think, oh, it's nice and fluffy, and you don't have to pay attention to other things like how to run a foundation, what people actually do when they are wildlife veterinarians, and all that. Like, that's like insane. To make it seem so like frivolous and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just, again, rubbed me the wrong way. So I recommend, probably not on the top of my rom-com list of books for the holiday. At the end, I think maybe I'll do a ranking. But yeah, that was that book. Let me know if you have listened to it, if you have read it, what you thought. The cover should have told me what I was in for. Like, again, I'm reading all kinds of books. The next one is also another rom-com. For day 5, and then for day 6 I have a switcheroony, like a classic murder mystery author that you are probably gonna love, and it's a Christmas spin on it. And yeah, I think that one's gonna be fun. So anyways, let me know what you think of this book, if you have read it. If not, are you willing to give it a try? If you're brave enough, let me know what you think. Remember that all the ways that you can support the channel are right there on the description. Also, if you're liking the series so far, or you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And you can also subscribe and hit that bell so you can get notified every time I upload a video. This series I'm uploading every day, but after that you can get notified when I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to keep reading and keep blooming, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!